President, honorable members, I know that you have already made up your mind. I know that a majority will approve the report, and I know that my speech here today will not manage to change your opinion. Still, I have come here today because you are not going to condemn a government, but a country as well as a nation. You are going to denounce Hungary that has been a member of the family of Christian European nations for 1,000 years. You're going to condemn Hungary that contributed to the great history of Europe with hard work and shed its blood when needed. You're going to denounce Hungary that rebelled and took to arms against the biggest army of the world, the Soviet army, and shed its blood for freedom and democracy, and when time came, opened its borders to fellow Eastern German friends. Hungary has fought its battles for freedom and democracy, and I stand here today and see those are the ones to accuse Hungary who inherited democracy, who did not have to take personal risks in order to obtain liberty. They are the ones who want to condemn the anti-communist democratic resistance in Hungary. Honorable members, I stand here in front of you and I defend my country because for Hungarians, liberty, democracy, independence and Europe are questions of honor. This is why I say that the report in front of you insults Hungary and insults the honor of the Hungarian nation. Hungary's decisions are taken by voters at parliamentary elections, and you state nothing less, but that Hungary is not reliable enough to decide what is in its interest. You believe you know better than Hungarians themselves what they need. Therefore, I have to say that this report does not give due respect to Hungarians. This report uses double standards, abuses power, and goes beyond competences. Its methodology, its approval, violates the treaty. Honourable members, in Hungary, democracy and liberty are not political issues but moral ones. And you want to take a moral decision on the basis of majority in numbers and brand a country, condemn a nation. You shoulder serious responsibility when first in the history of the EU you want to exclude a nation from European decisions. You would strip Hungary of the right to represent its interest in the European family where it belongs to. We do have contentious issues, and we will have in the future. We have a different picture about the nature of Christianity in Europe, about the role of nations and national culture. We think differently about the essence and purpose of the family, and we do endorse radically different views on migration.
If we mean that we want Europe to be united in diversity, then these differences cannot be a reason to brand any of the countries and for it to be excluded from joint decisions. We would never go as far as silencing those who do not agree with us. President, you want to exclude a country which made clear decisions in the European elections. In 2009, a majority of 56%, and in 2014, a majority of 52% voted for us. We are the most successful party of the European Parliament. Our opponents, socialists and liberals, are not happy to see our success. This is understandable, but to take revenge on Hungarians because they did not choose them is not fair and it's not worthy of Europeans. This report was written by people who are not clear on basic facts. The report accepts that there was no investigation of facts, there was no official delegation sent to Hungary. The report contains 37 serious factual misrepresentations, of which we sent a document of 108 pages to every member of this House. Our union is held together because we settle disputes in a regulated manner. I have entered into accords and compromises with the Commission on the media law, on the judicial system, and on some passages of our Constitution. This report is a breach of agreements made years ago. If you can do this and you can breach these agreements, what's the point in making agreements with any European institution? What you are doing here is a slap in the face of the Union and of constructive dialogue. Every nation, every member state has the right to organize its life in its own country. We will protect our borders, and we will decide who to live together with. We have built a fence. We have stopped illegal migrants, hundreds of thousands of them. We have defended Hungary, and we have defended Europe. This is the first case in the history of Europe when a community condemns its own border guards. President, let's be straightforward with each other. Hungary is going to be condemned because Hungarian people have decided that this country is not going to be a country of migrants. With all due respect, but very firmly, I have to refuse the threats, the blackmailing, the defamation by forces supporting immigrants and migrants against Hungary and Hungarian people. I must state that whatever your decision will be, Hungary will not accede to this blackmailing. Hungary will protect its borders, stop illegal migration, and will defend its rights. If needed, we will stand up to you too. We stand ready for the elections next May, where people can decide on the future of Europe and restitute democracy to European politics. Thank you very much.